And welcome to our Real Poker Girls of London podcast, number 3. Can you make 3?
Woo!
Okay. It's
We didn't rehearse that. That was awesome.
No, it's one of my favourite numbers as well. And there's another story about that, but I can't tell that. Anyway, so I'm KJ. I'm here. I am the host of the Real Poker Girls of London. And my now I keep trying to think of my something, and most of the words that I come up are very, very rude. So
Standard.
My co-person is Lydia Cugudda. And I've taught her how to say that properly now.
Yep. I am Lydia Cugudda.
You've got one too many Cuguddas in there.
I will improve for next time.
Thank you very much. It is your surname. You should know how to say it properly. And we're joined today by literary royalty.
Oh, thank you. I'm honoured to be here. Obviously,
Alex O'Brien.
Very boring surname and first name. I'm like,
literally.
I
can make something of it.
Oh no, please don't. It's fine.
The initials are good.
AOB.
Any other business?
Oh yeah. The thing is that when I try to find you in my,
is that what
it is. AOB.
Any other business?
Yes. Did you not know that?
Listen. I'm a writer. I don't do corporate meetings.
How long have you been in the UK?
Too long?
There we go. AOB. I can never find you in my phone because I always write in Alex and then I'm like, where have I got? Oh, any other business.
Oh,
AOB.
I go as AOB, yeah.
But this one loves acronyms for everything.
Do you? Is that something that you get through work? Because you guys like to...
Yeah, we have a lot of TLAs.
TLAs?
Yes.
3-letter abbreviations.
See? I mean, oh my goodness.
Do people know what you actually do? Because it's fascinating.
No, but we don't tell anybody.
We don't talk about it.
She works in a pig farm. So,
sorry.
Back to you, Alex.
Okay, back to me. This wasn't... I can't help it. I'm a journalist through and through. Can't help asking questions.
Well, there you go. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I shall. I am a science writer, journalist, author, and poker player.
Lovely. And how did you get into poker? That's the first question we tend to ask.
Okay, yeah, it's actually a really good story. It was through another female writer friend of mine. We used to meet once a week to write in a cafe together because writing is quite solitary. So you end up being by yourself, talking to your plants. I still do that. But it's nice to sort of get out of the house. And then one morning, she had left me a voicemail and told me she couldn't meet that day as planned because she was playing poker online on PokerStars.
Excellent
and
choice.
Won 6K or something. I listened to that message twice because it didn't make sense. And I called her back, knowing full well she was sleeping, and left her a message and just said, "Teach me." Because I was so, my mind was blown because all I knew about poker was that the guys in the movies were playing that, right? Mm-hmm. Poker night. Yeah. It was just a guy thing.
Yeah.
And I really, I needed to learn what it was all about. So she came around, I got some other girlfriends around, I cooked dinner, she brought her poker set and she taught us. And the moment she left, because my mind was blown, I thought, wow, this is an amazing game. And I fell in love with it. And then I went to bed with my laptop and flicked open the World Series final tables and just started watching. And back when I started how to learn to play, there weren't these online study groups or the all the coaches selling you coaching sessions and what have you. You literally found Daniel Negreanu, what was the woman, Annie Duke, and Vanessa Selps, maybe videos of her.
Did you learn to play poker in 1922?
No!
Oh, okay.
but then I knew nothing. And my only other point of contact into this world was my writer friend who wrote children's books.
Oh, wow.
So, yes. So I didn't went to... the casino in the East End, and they had afternoon tournaments for £35, and I'd start playing them, and then I start winning them, and then so much so that the Rex there would say, "Another final table, Alex." I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I bet they loved you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there was still you still get misogyny more then than now. But what was great was that I had something that was so different to writing that challenged me mentally completely differently to my day-to-day. So it was a nice outlet. And back then, my husband, Jeff, he was traveling a lot. So I was at home a lot. So I would just take myself to the casino instead.
We had a synergy. I learned to play poker because my partner at the time was traveling a lot. And that's how I learned to play poker. And that's how I got involved, because I was home alone. So I went online and on PokerStars and played for play money, and then 1 cent, 2 cents, because I was living in the States. And so
Feel
I
left
just
out now.
sit back here. So
On that though, interestingly, we had a session on mental resilience this week on a course that I'm doing through work. And one of the things that they actually said
We're
was
still
that
done with the pigs.
with the pigs at the
They're
pig farm,
very,
the pigs
very
are really
mentally resilient.
They're very mentally. They eat people.
Who eat people?
Don't pigs eat people?
No.
In a movie, they
They're
did.
omnivores, but
They
What
definitely
kind
did.
of
Someone
movie
definitely
are you
got
watching?
fed pigs in a movie. I can't remember which one. Anyway.
so-
You watch weird movies.
But the point that I was going to say is that they said it's really healthy having something completely different to pig farming. So in your life is.
Actually, talking of pig farming,
gone. What is this pig about? That is in the center of the table for all those listeners. There's a porcelain pig with a golden crown on it.
yeah, that's not significant.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
no.
like that looks really significant.
So-
It's massive.
We have this is a hereditary moment. We have adopted this because the Real Poker Girls of Las Vegas, who are our mothership, they have a pig on their table during their podcast, and that is because years ago they entered a tournament. Was it South Point?
Wasn't it down at the Golden
Or
no,
New
it was down
Orleans
near
or
the
Golden Nugget. One of
I think,
those three.
yeah.
Pick which one of everyone you like. And instead of a trophy, you got given a pig, which I really, really like.
Right.
But that was only for the photos, and then they took the pig back. So you weren't allowed to keep the pig. So when they started doing their podcast as a little bit of a rub, they bought a pig and put it in front of the table, and it's just become a thing. So now we have our pig.
Your own pig.
We have a pig. Well, it's not ours.
Wait, what?
Well, Lydia will tell you the story of it not being ours.
It's so we needed a pig. KJ said, as usual, KJ said she wants something, and I said,
You
right, okay,
couldn't
I'll
bring
go-
a live
I'll
pig
go-
from the
I'll go
pig
and sort it.
farm.
Couldn't obviously weren't allowed to bring the live pigs from the pig farm. So, but being a pig farmer had pigs at home, so it's actually Dom's.
Oh wow! Does he know you have it here?
I mean, it was empty, so there was no issue taking it.
But
He didn't
do I?
know.
Am I now
didn't know.
obligated to put something into the pig?
No,
No.
definitely not.
That sounded really bad, didn't it? It is a piggy bank, everybody. So just conscious about people listening to it rather than viewing it. Yeah.
I have no
Okay.
words.
Does it have a name?
Pig.
Pig. Okay, so that's. I think it's actually technically it's a Percy pig because it's a Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, is it?
There are other
That's why the
supermarkets that
crown.
you can buy gummies and other pigs from. No product placement. I was eating Percy pigs at about 4:00 this morning, though.
Were you?
And I was doing that thing where Tej, my other half, was asleep, and I had them by the side of my bed. And the more quiet that I tried to be, the more noise that I made.
Do you eat the ears first?
Yes. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's not like, and we got, so somebody listened to our one with Vanessa Kate and said we talked about chocolate too much. And I
Right.
get told about the stream that I talk about biscuits too much. So in the event I'm not talking about sweets too much, I do eat sweets in very different ways, but I like the ears first. Have you tried the little baby pigs? Percy pigs, they're nice. Yeah, I tend to eat the ears first. Unless I've left the bag open for a little bit long and everything's gone a bit hard.
Oh no, you do.
Then
know,
you got to put the whole thing in
you,
and
you
I
are
don't-
tracking Percy
warm it.
pigs. You know what Percy pigs are?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
I do actually like I do like Henry Hippos too.
I don't know what that is.
That's another supermarket's
Yes.
knockoff. But anyway, back to you.
You're back. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm really happy learning
Back
so
in the
much about
room,
English
back in the room.
culture. You know.
So the reason why we have you here, obviously, is because you are the amazing author of The Truth Detective.
Thank you.
You are the truth. You can't handle the truth. There you go. And which is about to come out in paperback.
In paperback, yes, in April. So you have actually fresh off the press. Nobody else has this. So this is a real treat. It's not out yet.
And I had one of your. I actually had one of your first.
Oh yeah, you
hardbacks.
had.
I had a sample.
You had the proof. You
had the proof.
Yeah.
And she signed it for me.
I know.
And she took me for lunch.
Oh yes, that was very nice.
I think the new cover. I mean,
I love it.
and I think
So-
I think it
love
was
it.
designed with KJ in mind because they are so your colours.
They are my colours.
So we the hardcover had the sort of diamond shape, so a little subtle
Harlequin.
knot. Yeah, it looked very Harlequin, very pop. But what the publisher really thought about the audiences that we haven't been able to tap into, and I have to be very honest about it. It did extremely well in the poker world. It was nominated for GPI Award, so I was very happy about that. And it really, poker world embraced it, and I couldn't have been happier. What we have learned through sort of the data that's come through is there's still a stigma to poker in the mainstream. Like with people that don't play it, they still have this perception that this game is pure gambling.
Yeah.
What the book is trying to communicate and bring across is that there's more to poker, that is a multidimensional, highly cerebral puzzle game. And once you read it, you really get that. So that hurdle, so what we're trying to do, we changed the subtitle to the book to Lessons from Poker on Risk, Reward, and Imperfect Information, which is really about, this is not teaching you how to play poker. This is teaching you how to use the skill sets and the mindset of a poker player that you need to succeed in this game. You need so much right now. You're a performance athlete. As a winning, successful poker player, you have to approach a game with a sensibility and a seriousness of an athlete. So that's why they've changed the look and feel of it. It looks very academic, very textbook-like.
Yeah.
And it is, because at the end of the day, it is a nonfiction science book that happens to have in its thread poker.
Yeah. So how did the two worlds collide? How did your poker and your science writing world collide? Was it a light bulb moment that you just went, hang on a minute?
So what happened was that a publisher saw a few of my writings in the press and said, hey, would you like to write a book for us? And, I never thought of writing a book. I didn't have a book in me. I said, oh, yeah, sure. What did you have in mind? And he wanted me to write about the psychology of lying. I said, well, do you know I'm a poker player? Is that why you asked me? He's like, oh, no, I didn't know. You play poker?
Wow.
So we then ended up sort of brainstorming this book. I didn't end up going with that publisher in the end. I agented myself up, got an agent, and then she got me in front of the 3 top publishing houses in London. I went with my favorite, which was my dream publisher. So I'm very, very lucky to have had them as my publisher. And we developed a book. The book started off as, sort of what it means to think like a poker player, but then developed into this sort of very deep dive into the scientific methods of a poker player's skills. So each chapter, each skill set is introduced in a book, and then we take a deep dive into the sciences that underpin it.
Wow. I love it. I love it even more because obviously you start off by saying one of your first experiences was here in the Hippodrome.
It was. Oh my God. It was. And it was at the part
In the theatre.
In the theatre. And I have a picture of me playing on that day as well, smiling at that point. at that point, because I was one of the chip leaders, and then it got so pear-shaped, and I write about that. But it's nice to come home and talk about this.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Lovely. So if you haven't heard about it, make sure that you go out and have a little look. It's called The Truth Detective by Alex O'Brien. Paperback out
April.
There you go.
cool.
So when you are planning your Las Vegas trips for the summer, then you've got something to read on that lovely 10-hour journey.
But interestingly,
Mm-hmm.
what Alex also mentioned there was awards.
Oh, the GPI Awards,
Yes.
which I'm heading off to in just a few days.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Huge.
Can we just
congrats.
tell
Yeah,
everybody
can we
what
wait?
you
Yes.
are nominated for?
So, yes, it's the first of its kind. The GPI Awards are the Global Poker Index Awards, and they're being held at the Poker Go Studios in Las Vegas
Very snazzy.
next Saturday. And I was humbled to be nominated in the category of Poker Operations Director. So, obviously there's been an award for tournament director for considerable time, but this is more linked to the people that run the rooms, that do the stuff behind the scenes that nobody sees, that does that
Amazing.
extra element. So I was nominated, and then more importantly, it's, as you know, the GPI, it's amongst your peers, which makes it all that more special.
I'm very excited for you because I got nominated twice, and actually the Truth Detective last year was nominated for Best Written Content. I'm a little bit miffed because I saw that they have a book category for the first time. I'm like, what? But I mean, I didn't win for Best Written Content last year because I think it was Lance Bradley, but very well deserved. But the fact that you get voted on, first you get nominated, and then you get voted into the final four.
Yes.
That is all through the community.
Which
it's
I was
all everybody.
shocked more
It's
than anybody.
amazing.
But I'm very pleased just to fly and play, a bit of poker, go and attend, because I think being in the room with all of these amazing people, there's, like you said, there are a number of new awards this year, so it's a little bit more broad. And there's a lot more females, and there's a lot more Europeans and around the world nominations.
I noticed that on the
It's
list.
always been very
Looks really
centric
good.
around the US. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the cocktails.
I mean, it looks so fabulous, and everybody dresses up. So, have you already planned your outfit?
No, I didn't know people dress up. Do they dress up?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like evening gown.
it's
the
like
guys,
awards.
actually, the poker players, some of the poker players in suits. It looks really, really lovely.
Oh, goodness. Now,
I mean, I wish we would have poker players
So
dress
for
up
the
more
next-
often.
She's gonna need
for the next 20 minutes, I might be a little bit,
You need a bigger case.
Gonna need a bigger
Oh, I
boat.
hope you win. I keep saying this, and obviously, I'm a huge fan of yours. But the amount of work you've put in, especially in the last year, with the Women's Winter Festival, which was a huge success. Now you pulled off something that nobody's
incredible.
ever even suggested. You not only suggested it, you put your money where your mouth is, and it was a massive success.
I
have
loved it.
people here in our casino here at the Hippodrome at the cash tables still talking to me
Yeah.
about the 50-50.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Anybody that doesn't know, it was an idea that KJ put together. Sorry, I'm taking over. It was an idea.
Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. I'm thinking about my outfit.
And choose.
It was
Shoes.
such
Oh my
a great
God,
idea.
shoes.
And like how we never have done this before is beyond me. Basically, during the Women's Winter Festival, we had one tournament where each woman had to sign up with a male player. They didn't have to know each other. They literally, you had to tell someone the story. Is that you did?
Well, so Nick O'Hara, who was the tournament director for that week, who I adore, he's up for an award. He's up for
yes, he
he's
is.
up for
Yeah.
tournament director award,
I
and
hope he
he
wins.
gets my vote. So on the morning, he said, "I don't think we've got enough guys around," and I'm like, "It's okay, we've built it. They will come." And he's like, "I don't think," and I agree with this. He said, "I don't think that we should have a women's festival that they can't play one of the tournaments." And I'm like, "I totally agree with you." Right. He said, "Well, if they haven't got a partner, we'll open it up so that the females can enter it." And I was like, no. And he's like, well, we need to talk about it. And I'm like, no. And I said, I'll work it. I'll make it work. And he's like, how are you going to do that? And I'm like, I'll make it work. I said, because the second story of the Winter Festival, not only about it being just for women, the second story was about doing the 50-50. And I would not be able to bear if the fact that a female won the 50-50 and then the backstory that was, well, there were more females than males. It had to be 50-50.
Right.
So half an hour before the tournament started, indeed, we did not have enough men.
Oh, gosh.
So I walked up to the cash game area and kind of stumped through the card room, pointing at people going, you! Come with me.
You can imagine it, can't you?
And I
know this is not
and I took 10, 12 cash game players. My team up here on the cash games scowled at me because obviously I was taking people off tables. And, you know, cash game up here is our bread and butter. But literally went downstairs and I was like, Julie, I've got you a man on the microphone. And it just created a real like domino effect. And everybody was just cheering. It was the atmosphere was just electric the whole time in that room. But the 50-50 was, for all intents and purposes, an experiment. But it was so much fun. And
it was singing?
The singing, like Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff. And we said that there was a lot of guys that said that they'd never played a tournament like it. They had the best fun.
Right.
Now, as part of an experiment, and I might have mentioned this before, but at 100 players, we were still at 50-50. We were 50 men, 50 females.
You're joking.
No,
that's amazing.
At the field, we were at 50-50. Then there started to be a gap. There was a difference and it started to widen. And I think when we were at 32, it was something like 20 male, 12 female. And I was like, oh, okay. When we got down to 3 tables, we had 2 tables that were mixed, male and female, that were still raucous and noisy and singing and giggling and celebrating. The best thing about it was everybody was celebrating everybody's win.
Yeah.
There was, there was cheers on every table. But there was one table that was just guys and they were so quiet. And as part of an experiment, you're like, there you go. And the feedback is that we do bring a little bit of something different to the room. And I'm, with my Poker Stars blog that I'm writing on a monthly basis, like the Women's Roundup, I've said for 2025, it's all about positivity. I am not going to entertain anything negative about women in poker. And I'm not going to make it about us versus them, because it's not.
It's not about that.
Women in poker needs to be elevated by everybody. It's not about us dividing. It's about us all getting behind.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Growing the game.
Yes.
And the guy said that the girls brought something to the room. It was electric, and you've never seen that in a poker tournament. I've never experienced it either playing it or or being involved in it. And it was more than anything. And this is what poker should be. It was fun. It was super, super fun.
There's still Instagram reels that I see that pop up and people singing.
It was just
the
super, super fun.
The big question is, though, are you going to do it again?
I want to. And I said it at the time and in an interview afterwards. We were the largest women's festival and event outside of the US. We said Las Vegas at the time, and I will say now I need to contradict that. There are 2 others in the US that had more women in them, but they were like WSOP circuits, etc. And I understand that. But as a standalone festival, we are the largest outside of the US, definitely within Europe, definitely in the UK, as in for one field we had over 270 play in one event, all female, which is huge. So I think it can only grow, because I said at the time that we didn't reach all of the corners of where we wanted it. We had lots of people come from Brazil and the US and Canada. We didn't quite reach Central Europe because of the ring fencing in terms of, tournaments and etc. So I want to do it again. I will do it again. I need to find a venue so that I can play.
So you can play.
But no, if not in London, then I need to find somewhere that we can grow, because we filled the rafters. We were full. And so, And I said this on the last podcast, the minute that we held the satellite, and that satellite was unique where it was £40. The tournament itself, the target tournament was 400. The satellite was £40 with no fee, just to get women into the main tournament.
Yeah.
When I walked in and we had 150 women in there, laughing, playing poker, enjoying each other's company and the moment, I didn't mind about what was going to happen for the rest of the few days, because that for me was the win. We'd brought a lot of women together, more than you would normally see. And they were just enjoying. For me, that made it the success that it was. And so I need to find a bigger location, because we need to be able to accommodate, because I think it can only grow.
I agree. I'm hoping you can set another date for all of us to get together, because it was
great.
Honestly, and you know, we all dressed up as well.
Yes.
I mean, I wore heels into a casino to play poker. I never do that. So
Well, you've just put me on a spin, because I've now got to think about heels. For
now
yeah,
you're thinking again
hold the
about what you're
outfit.
gonna
wear.
Well,
Well,
it'll be fun.
shoes are my thing. My thing. So
You've not
yeah,
got your slippers on today.
I haven't got my booby slippers on. I've got my boots.
Boots.
Got my
We've
boots
gone
on.
comfy
I thought you
today.
said booby slippers, and I'm like, that's not.
I do have some of those, but that's when I'm wrestling at home.
English, not my
Booby.
first
No,
language.
that's when I'm wrestling at home and I've taken my bra off. I need booby slippers. I'm over 50. What do you expect?
Oh my word.
So another bit of excitement is the Las Vegas. The WSOP have just launched their schedule, literally just in the last 24, 48 hours.
Very excited.
And now I've been waiting on it, and I've been planning.
Yes.
Because you're both coming to Las Vegas.
It's like Christmas. It's so exciting.
So we might need to edit that little bit and just
Sorry.
precede everybody and tell everyone just to turn your volume down just a little bit before.
I know, but
we
as
had
a
that
poker
awkward
player,
moment, didn't we, when we were like,
we were like,
do you know?
are you like,
And then we were-
do you know you're going?
we were at the market.
We were, so Lydia, what were you doing? We were playing a tournament, right?
Yeah.
What was it? Oh yeah, the
January.
January,
The
yeah.
festival.
So I walked Lydia to come and visit us. So we walked to Borough Market to
That's
get
the one.
German pretzels. There's a German baker there. Obviously, I had to introduce her to the German pretzels because they're the best.
Are they
And-
hard or are they soft?
You tell her. You bought
I
some.
don't even remember if I got to eat. I think Lily ate them all.
Oh, did she? They are softer.
Softer.
I like soft pretzels. I don't
Softer,
like
but
them.
it just, and they keep telling me we ship in the flour from Germany. I'm like, yeah, sure you do, whatever. But it tastes like home. I mean, anyway. And then we had some lunch there, and then Lydia looks at me. We were talking about Vegas, and she looks at me. She's like, so. I know I'm
Do
going.
you know? Do I know?
And then
Do you
I'm
know?
like,
And you know if I know.
and I'm like, we just looked at each other. I'm like, well, I'm going out. And I'm like, me too. And like, it was so awkward because we didn't know if we.
Pair of doofuses. So we're all heading out for the summer to play
Yes.
the ladies' event and to stay around, and because of course we do the leaderboards here. The leaderboard. So everybody knows I run a ladies' club on a monthly basis, and the leaderboard is running now, and it's hotting up, and
Super tight at the top.
super tight at the top, and but still lots of opportunity because we're growing every month. We're getting more and more people, and you earn points depending on how many people attend. And we're taking 2 to Campione to Italy to PokerStars Open next month in March.
Oh, that's
So
gonna be exciting.
But Vegas is the big one. So
Yeah.
I'm frantically looking at the schedule because I need to get hotels booked and the pizza restaurant booked for one day, and the breakfast place. And
I
the
just
pool
asked
party.
Lydia what if I needed to pack some Vegas outfits
Big
because,
knickers.
but I just like her then.
Yeah.
Great.
Food,
Yeah,
just-
I
yeah.
feed. I'm an enabler.
I am so happy
I feed
to
you
do
out.
that. Like, I love going out with people that love
but
food because
free
in
food.
Vegas
Yeah,
you have
I love
there's so much good
food.
food out there.
There is
So much food.
no greens, no vegetables, but yeah, good food.
Lots of food.
Lots of food. Yeah, well, yes.
Yeah.
She's like the cookie monster.
Yeah.
She,
I was just
she'll
quickly,
spin-
coming
Go
back
on.
to the monthly ladies.
Yes.
tournament that you run every month. You've been running that how many years now?
So this summer, no, we'll be on our 10th anniversary.
Oh my goodness! And I have to say, like I did nip in and out, obviously, because I like to be at the cash tables, and I feel like I feel like I have to give up my spot now, even though I miss my friends at the tables, because you now have grown so much that if the ladies are not here bang on 7 o'clock, they miss
Waitlist.
out. They have to be on a wait list, and
Yeah.
the wait list is 15 deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
It's
absolutely.
incredible.
It's great.
It's so.
It's super, and it's. I mean, the other thing, going back to the Women's Winter Festival, on the last night we did a free roll, and we had women that came and played that had never played poker before, and that made me choke up. It really did.
Oh,
it made me so
my word,
emotional.
that's
because
amazing.
that's what we wanted to do.
Yes.
And the women's, the ladies club that we do. Each month we will have a newbie who has not stepped foot into this kind of arena and play, and that's what it's for. It's to grow. When we started it, there were 7 of us sitting around the table, and we would play with cards up, and we would talk about where you should bet, what it's. Now that there's prizes and aspirational trips added, there's no sharing of information.
Fierce card arena, let me tell you. Oh my
There
god,
really is. No,
there's
there really
the
is.
staring down, the huffing, it is. You've got all of it. It's amazing. It's brilliant.
It's good. It
but
is
also, it's. I mean, the guys always like, ladies' night tonight, huh? I'm like, because they can hear us
Oh my
3
gosh.
rooms down.
There's more noise on 3 tables than there is on 14 in the rest of the room. But that goes back again to what we say. We don't just play cards. We make noise about it. It's good fun. And we're going to try and do some more stuff online with the ladies at Hippodrome, because there are people that live far away that want to get involved. And
Oh, that'd be great.
we made a
Make
promise.
it more accessible.
Yeah. And
Fantastic.
Lydia and I have not been the best in keeping out that promise, but we will do it, because again, the audience is
I
just
mean,
growing.
to be fair to Lydia and you, Lydia, you have a full-time job. You're a mom. You're ambassador for Hippodrome. KJ, you're running a room. You're also ambassador for PokerStars, and you're also the WPA.
Yeah, so I'm the vice president now for international. So I'm sitting at the top and trying to come up with some initiatives. And I hope I'll have some stuff to announce on our next podcast and things that I really want to get going for.
I know.
for
I mean,
You know, we
we're
had
gonna-
to amend her nickname.
To
Oh.
It's BTPBL 3P.
This is another one I can't find on WhatsApp.
BT.
When I want to talk to
PPL.
my little crew group, because they've changed the name, I can't find it. I literally cannot find it in WhatsApp. I have to think, how long? What are they calling me now?
So she's always been Poker Boss Lady.
Oh, Pokeball.
So
Yeah,
that's
no.
the PBL. And then over the last few years,
My-
she's got.
the-
We've had to add the BT, which is the big time, because.
But they have always,
PBLBT, yeah.
but they've always been PTFs.
And then there's 3P, which is 3 patches, because she's got the Hippodrome
yes.
Poker
Oh,
Stars.
that's
Do you
and
know what? I
WPA.
didn't even know that. I didn't even know that. And yes, but they've always been my PTFs, which are my piss taking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do. They like to rid me. They keep me grounded if there's any chance of me having an up moment.
I mean, I always say it. We rise to the top because it's with the network and the people that support us along the way, and it's really important to find the right people. And you have with Lydia here as well. She's an amazing.
I also bribe them.
PTFK, we have to give
And
a shout out.
PTFK, yes.
Who's become a fur baby mama.
She has with Doogie,
Who is
Doogie the
just-
dog, who is the most amazingly large dog. He's like 5 days old and he's 27 kilos, something like that. He's huge.
Is that a dog or is that a horse?
He's enormous.
He's a Leon burger, if anyone's
Oh
interested.
my goodness,
He's
they're
massive.
ginormous.
So I took
Yeah.
a picture of my little miniature schnauzer sort of laid on my legs sort of at home, and I said, replicate this one, PTFK, and then you
Probably
see it
couldn't.
laying at the top.
Leon Berger.
He's only
huge.
huge,
He's
huge thing.
huge.
Huge thing. So, what next for Alex O'Brien? Other than, because you have a little bit of a, role in all of this. When I'm away,
Oh yes,
Yeah,
I
doing the
am
commentary.
very honored to share with everybody that when KJ is away, I have
or
a-
exhausted,
or anything that I
or inebriated.
That
or full
pick-
of chop.
or flying off to Vegas.
This is true.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
Fling-
this will be the
This
first
This
one.
is so.
Yeah.
While KJ is going to be going to Vegas, I will cover for her to make you proud, hopefully.
Of course.
And bring in some of my friends from the poker world. I'm thrilled to tell you that the next Friday I'm covering, I'll have our friend, our mutual friend, Sam Grafton.
Everybody's friend, Sam Grafton.
Yeah, we got kind of like, asked him, and he obviously does what any friend would do. Is like, yeah, what time do you want me there?
Lovely.
So it's great. So hopefully, but you said you will be in the chat with us.
Yeah, I'll be jumping in the chat and ribbing from afar.
Great.
So yeah, hopefully I'll be at a poker table somewhere. I intend to play.
intending to play as
I
well?
intend to play a little bit.
Brilliant.
And if you want to know what we're talking about, so we have a stream from here at the Hippodrome, live cash games on every Friday at the moment. We will be launching a tournament stream in March too, but look up live poker at the Hippodrome. And yeah, talking of which, so now here's the thing.
Go on.
So I've developed a new voice. So here when we're doing the podcast, I'm a little bit more upbeat and everything else too. And I have a thought on that. And I think there are 3 reasons. Or is there 4? We'll know them when we get to them. The first one I think is because this is daytime.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I'm on the stream, it's nighttime and my voice changes.
The amount of times we had people commenting on KJ's woes.
Well, this is it. Number 2 is because as soon as I put headphones on, it's not in here, but as soon as I put
In your
headphones
ears.
and I hear myself, she comes out and she's a little bit different. And the comments, I'm a poker player, I'm a narcissistic person. And when people go, who's commentating? We love her voice. I'm like, hey. Why, thank you. So it's good fun. And
I was going to question
there
whether
is
it was just one
something
of the
that-
others in your head coming out.
Well,
like you
yes,
give them a bit of airtime.
we
but-
don't talk about them anymore.
Okay. Well,
They
we'll bury them.
they're
Done.
they're yes, because
Let's
as
not.
a, yeah.
Ask
They go to
questions.
sleep.
Ask questions.
I don't want to lose my job. But anyway, we're back to you, Alex. What next?
Right.
So
What next? So other than now becoming a host for a regular stream, which is really good fun, thank you. Working on 2 more book ideas with my publisher, which is an extension of the Truth Detective. That is likely going to be a parenting book.
oh yes.
And how to parent like a poker player.
I love that. Because
And-
you did the BBC.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
yeah.
on the back
That's
of the
the one.
BBC a radio documentary, and there my producer actually coached me through speaking with the voice.
Right.
So I know you said you listened to it and fell asleep, which I took as a compliment.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
But on the back of the Poker Parent, the BBC documentary, which is still on SoundCloud and iPlayer, where we talk about why I'm teaching our daughter Ava how to play poker because of the core life skills that it teaches her and the critical thinking abilities. It was nominated for Documentary of the Week because it was on the World Service first, and then Radio 4 picked it up and said, people, this is great, listen to that. And then my new agent now, said, I had sent a couple of book proposals over to him, and they're like, not loving it. What about the Poker Parent? And I looked at him and I said, what about it? He said, well, we get a whole ton of people approaching us with this idea about parenting books. And their only skill is, well, I had a difficult child. And that's it. Whereas you, and he says, I'm Googling you, and the only poker parent that comes up is you. And because I also, when I wrote articles, I would talk about, and I wrote the Truth Detective with Ava in mind because I want her to be able to think independently, be mindful of influences that come at her from social media, her circle of friends, other people that want to take advantage of her, and be more conscious, but also understand how to deal with failure and her emotional resilience,
Big.
just growing her as a person. And then I realized I'm actually already doing that, right? I wrote the book, but as a mom, I'm already approaching it. Like when she like stomps off without saying goodbye, and because her hair is not great, she's only 9, totally going on 19. But when she is upset about something that happened at school, I ask her those questions I would do, like with the sort of calmness I try to bring to the poker table as well. Or when things don't work out for her, and I go, okay, I'm sorry, but is there anything you've learned from it? Is there anything you think you could have done better? Or is there anything that you can think of that caused that, and maybe next time you can avoid it? So I already talked to her in that way, where I'm trying to communicate to her that life is a sequence of choices we make, and your choices are best depend on the ability of you making the right decisions in the moment of time, understanding your emotions, understanding others that you interact with. So it's very easy to sort of, be cocooned otherwise.
So when I should think about that. So when I'm sat at a poker table and I've got ace king offsuit, and I sit there going, don't get attached, don't get attached, don't get attached, and I'm all in comes out of my mouth. I should apply a little bit of thought about that.
But the extension of that, though, and I do this with because our daughter's a similar age, Lily's 10,
Yes.
and the extension of that for me, though, is also, I think the thing that poker has really taught me is about not sweating the stuff that you can't control. And because you've talked about, how you influence, how you make the right move. But the thing that we acknowledge a lot, the reason that poker differs so much from a game like chess is the element of chance. So you can play, and we've had conversations around the table, Alex, about how we have to get over that. Okay, it doesn't. You want them to make that, you want them to make those mistakes. It's just rubbish when chance comes and kicks you
Absolutely.
in the behind. But I say that to Lily. Don't. We do exactly the same kind of thing. We go over stuff and say, right, okay, so could you have changed that? Could you? Okay, well, if you couldn't, then it's outside of your control. So you've just got to get over it, and you've got to learn to sort of, not sweat the stuff you can't control.
He called with ace deuce offsuit and hit a deuce.
Yeah, I find what I've learned.
He called with jack eight.
Yeah,
She called me deuces.
gosh, yeah, I find I know it really hurts, but then you go, okay, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel what poker has taught me is a sort of emotional reaction to the unfortunate things. Oftentimes you find yourself in life, you can do all the right things by everybody. You make sure that you've got your ass covered.
Yeah.
And yet there might still be somebody that's upset with you, or that something might not work out. So how do you deal with that? You go, okay, nothing I can do about that. You move on.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years ago, before I had poker in my life, I would have been trying to fix it, or trying to help, or maybe also sob. And now I'm like, first, I'm too old for this shit. Second, I'm like, no, this is going to keep happening. And my message to my daughter, and I'm sure you say the same thing to Lily, is that things are going to go wrong for you. And it will keep happen, and you'll keep have things going wrong for you, with you, and about you. It's how you deal with it.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put you on the spot now. See how you deal with this.
Oh God.
This is our top. This is our top trump poker.
Oh God.
This is.
I do terribly at these things.
This is.
I'm really not good at this.
This is
Oh my
knee
God.
jerk. 100% first thought that comes into your head.
Okay.
Go.
Who have you asked for a photo with in the poker world?
Oh yeah, the Brazilian footballer. I was 5 months pregnant, and it was in Barcelona at the casino downstairs opposite the fancy.
Do you mean Neymar?
Yes,
Okay,
that's it.
there we go.
I'm like, he sat opposite me, and people were getting really excited. I'm like, who is he?
And then just because everyone else was getting pictures.
No, they were talking about him. I'm the only one that asked. I'm like, look, I said, I need to take a picture because I left my husband upstairs in the hotel room, so I need to tell him that I'm playing with you, so he's not so upset.
Okay. Who wouldn't you ask for a photo with?
William Kassouf.
Oh, yeah.
Straight in.
Who's the person you are most proud to have won a pot off?
To have won a pot off.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know because I don't think like that.
Okay. All right then. So who have you loved bluffing?
Again, same. Who I've loved. No, I don't.
Have you pulled a bluff and gone, yes?
I do that every day.
Oh, there you go then. There we go. You heard it here first. Your best poker experience?
My best poker experience was the women's event. Genuinely
Oh,
was it. It was
nice.
just so, I just couldn't wait to come back the next day because the room was just filled with happiness. And it was just a room filled with friends and other women, and we were happy. It was just great. It was like a happy 3-4 days. It was just, I don't know. It was best, Jenny. Not because you're a friend, but Jenny, I was skipping in.
No.
Like I said, did my makeup, my hair,
It
wore
was a little bit of a
heels,
glamour
I
thing.
put glamorous earrings on. It was just really fun. I mean, it was a
Oh.
fun way. I always think like we should as poker players, especially at final tables, you know, wouldn't it be amazing if we would all dress up? Like it's a real thing. You get to a final table, just
We
put
should
on a-
maybe do a James Bond night then and just
Oh my
and
God.
just do a glam like
Yes.
it's poker glam.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, maybe that's one to put on the radar.
Mhm.
And finally,
Go on.
is there anyone that you would avoid in a poker room?
Anyone specific as a human that lives is alive or
Interpret it as you wish.
No, because I will take anybody on and I'm not afraid.
Yeah. Well, on that amazing bombshell moment, Alex O'Brien is not afraid. Bring it on, people. So I'd like to thank you for joining us.
Thank you
I
so
hope you've
much.
had a
I'm
great-
so happy. Thank you for the honor of having
No,
me.
it's been great.
I hope I didn't bugger it up because I kept forgetting that we're
Well,
actually recording.
You just have by using the word bugger, but don't worry about it. So from the Real Poker Girls of London, myself, KJ,
Lydia Cugudda,
yeah, that
that
one,
money. Yeah.
and Alex at the
And
end.
Alex O'Brien, thank you so much.
And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.